Fixing barbed wire fence is not the funnest job here on the ranch, but it has to be done. Here's a few tips, tricks, and hacks that might help you on your farm, ranch, or homestead. There's lots of different ways to splice barbed wire. We're going to go over 4 in this video. Here's a really easy but effective way to splice wire. We're just going to twist the 2 wires together, one way and the other the opposite. I would say you want the 2 wires to overlap by about 6 inches. 8 would be better. This wire splice also works good with those fence stretchers. There's not a whole lot of room to wrap that wire. These fence pliers help to hold the wire so I can get tight wraps. A lot of guys would make way tighter wraps than this. Tight wraps are pretty, but I think this will be good enough for ranch work. Wire splice method number 2. I think this method works good when the 2 wires to be spliced, the 2 tails, are pretty short. I only have about 4 inches on each wire here. I'm opening up each wire and creating 2 strands, 4 in all. It makes 2 Ys, and the Ys are going to be put together. Next, bend 2 of the 4 strands out of the way, and then start wrapping the 2 others. You can also remove the barbs if it makes it easier. I don't think it really matters. It's a little difficult to wrap that last piece tight, and some wires a lot stiffer than others. Fence pliers help here. Now I'm going to simply wrap the other wire strand in the opposite direction. This will help lock and braid everything together. And now we just wrap the last wire strand, the last of the 4, and wrap it in the opposite way from its mate. And that's our wire splice. I think this one works good on those short strands of wire. Splice number 3. This is a lot like the first one we did, but in this one I'm going to use a separate piece of wire, a short strand. I'll wrap that wire piece into the fence wire, and then the fence wire gets wrapped into it. And now just repeat on the other side. I think this is another splice that works good in that tight space in the stretchers. Barbed wire splice number 4, loops. Simply make a loop on each fence wire that needs to be spliced, and then we'll connect them together. So which splice method is the best? I don't know. They all work. I'd say the best one is the one that works best for you. Usually, I use loops, but most people would say that's the worst splice. Works for me. It's probably best to learn a lot of splice methods and then use them. They all have their place. Fence pliers, handy tools on the fence. These are specialized pliers for fence work. They've got grippers, grabbers, a hook, and even a hammer. You'll want a hammer also, though. That hook can be used to dig out staples that were driven in way too hard. Now we can use the grabbers and the hook to pry out that staple. The built-in hammer on the pliers can start staples, but that's about it. Just not enough weight. Side cutters on each side of the pliers for cutting barbed wire. Lots of grippers and grabbers to open up wire, pull off barbs, whatever you want to do. Fence pliers are also very good at holding wire, so I can get tight wraps. And here's how to use those back grippers, the grippers on the back of the pliers. You can use it to stretch a wire. Crimp down on the wire tight, and then use the handle as a lever to pull the wire tight. Keep pressure on that wire with the pliers, and then we can start a staple. Make sure to put your staple right behind a barb. And now we can make our wire wrap around the post. This will not be as tight as fence stretchers could do, but good enough for ranch work. Try to get your twist on that wire as close to the post as you can. That'll keep everything tight. You can see how the top wire has slipped. You can do all kinds of things with fence pliers. Here I'm going to try to tighten up this guy wire on this corner. There should be a piece of rebar or a stick to hold everything tight. We'll see if we can get a few more wraps, tighten everything up. Fence pliers are also a good measuring guide for spacing wires. Usually comes out to be about 4 or 5 nubs on that fence post. Measure or count, and then the pliers will cinch that clip down onto that T-post. Fence or wire stays. Fence stays support the wires and keep them spaced properly. They go in between T-posts or wood posts. You can purchase twisty stays like this with your other fence supplies. Very easy to install. Just twist them down the wires and space as you go. If the stay's a little too long, just trim it off with your fence pliers. Easy peasy. Cinch it down with your pliers. You don't have to purchase fence stays. You can make them out of barbed wire. I'll demonstrate that now. I've got about a 4 or 5 foot long piece of barbed wire, and I'm starting with a nice tight wrap on that top wire. I'll try to keep my wire spacing consistent, and then I'll wrap the second wire in the opposite direction. A little awkward to get that long piece of wire to cooperate and get your wrap going. Not quite as fast as installing those twisty stays, but I do like these barbed wire stays better. Plus, they're free. These barbed wire wrap stays really work good for gates. Wood stays cut from branches or small trees also work really well. I like to weave them into the fence wires. Secure to the wire with short pieces of baling wire. Really easy. Just twist the baling wire onto the barbed wire and then loop it around the stick. Fence stretchers. Stretchers, or fence strainers, are a tool with only one job. They're used to fix and tighten broken wires and pull all the wires tight. 2 clamps on each side to hold each wire. Then you just simply ratchet it tight. Now we got this broken wire pulled tight and we can splice it back together. Ah, the old loop splice. Give me some business in the comments if you don't like that. Release the tension by pulling that handle backwards until it pops free. Then we can finish our twist. Fence stretchers can also be used to pull a wire tight to a corner or an end post. Clamp the wire, and then the other clamp is used as a hook. It'll grab into that post. A lot of times fixing fence, you don't have a whole lot of wire to work with. If it's too short, you're going to have to splice it. I'm trying to make this work. Baling wire. Wonderful stuff. We always carry a loop of baling wire with our fencing bucket. The fencing bucket has pliers, a hammer, clips, and staples. Some of these old cedar or juniper fence posts are probably 80 to 100 years old. They resist rot in the ground very well, but the wood's old, dried, and brittle, and it won't hold staples anymore. This is where baling wire shines. This is a water gap, a sacrificial piece of fence across a gully or creek. We stretch and tie this section of fence to the corner like a gate, but we use baling wire. Baling wire is weak and it'll break in the flood. Post drivers and T-posts. Here's a ranch-made driver from my grandpa, family heirloom. You can buy a post driver at the hardware store, but it's going to be light duty. Build your own. Now let's put all these fencing tips and tricks to use. Here's my wife and I fixing fence on some lease ground in the mountains. This fence separates us from our neighbor, but we are going to lease some of his pasture. We also got to go around the fence to keep their cows out of his cabin. The T-posts on this section of fence are pretty far apart. My wife's putting in wood stays, quaky aspen stays, cut from the forest. And down here, the fence separating our neighbor's 2 pastures is a mess. The elk have done a number on it. I'm driving a couple T-posts to replace broken wood posts, and my wife's holding the wires out of my way. That's looking a lot better. Wires are stretched up, and we got new posts. Now my wife's adding a few new stays. A few more T-posts needed down the line. Herds of elk are hard on fence. They twist up the wires and make everything loose. If you have an elk or game crossing on your property and they always break the wires or loosen them up, leave that section of fence low. That's a bonus tip. The low fence will hold cows just fine. Now we got to walk the fence line through the forest behind the cabin. My wife has the fencing bucket with pliers, a hammer, staples, and clips. I've got the stretchers and barbed wire. We'll look for downed trees, stretch everything up, make things tight. We like to travel the fence light, but if we have to go back, we will, for T-posts, driver, or a chainsaw. And that's it. This fence fixing project is done. Hope to see you on the next one at the Windmill Garden.